Thank you, everybody, for joining us to this webinar. So we changed today a little bit our format. Usually, you know, we have a scientific part and the presentation of some of our members of the World Buiatric Association. But I think that this afternoon we will deal with one of the most important issues for us, for people, especially for people working at the university, and even more important for our young Buiatrician, both young that are still students, but also young Buiatricians that have just graduated, as it is Teresa Antoñanzas. But and therefore for me it's very important that we talk about the issue of Buiatric education at the level of the university. I hope, and it is my intention to start a discussion on this. Therefore, in the future, for sure, we will continue this discussion also in some other platform. For the moment, we wanted to launch this topic, and we take advantage of one of the most active young Buiatrician of our association, that is Teresa, that she won the President Award at the last Congress. But as she is from Spain, and as we are lucky that we have one of the of our board member of our board of governors, that is Professor Juan Vicente González Martín, that is, as Teresa, also from Spain. Juan Vicente is professor at the faculties of veterinary medicine in Madrid, and therefore I would like to ask Juan if he can introduce Teresa. Juan, please.
Hi, thank you very much, Arcangelo. Thank you for your word. Good afternoon from Madrid, Spain. And it is a pleasure and especially a pride for me to introduce you to Teresa Antonanzas, the speaker of today's webinar, titled A Veterinarian's Path from Studies to the Cattle Sector. Teresa is a fresh graduate from my veterinary school, the Complutense University in Madrid. She was a very clever student of mine years ago. Previously, Teresa, during her studies, she worked as volunteer at the World Buiatric Congress of Madrid. I'm sure that his afición for the Buiatrics coming before, but the World Buiatric Congress in Madrid, I'm sure that was definitive for she. After, she also was one of the 15 young veterinarians who received the World Association for Buiatric Students Award to attend the World Congress of Buiatrics in Cancun. Finally, he began to work in the cattle sector, as he is going to tell to all us now. Teresa is a good example of the influence of the World Association for Buiatrics activities on young veterinarians. Teresa, it's your turn, please.
Hello, everyone, and thank you very much, Juanvi, for the presentation. It means a lot to me to be introduced by one of my former professors. You taught me so much during my degree, in class, at the ruminant hospital, and of course on cattle farms. So thank you very much. And I also want to thank the World Buiatric Association for giving me the opportunity to share with you all my experience as a young veterinarian in the Buiatrics. One second, the slides are not passing. Okay, yes. Now. So like they have said, I'm Teresa Antoñanzas. I graduated in July 2024 I'm from Spain, and I have been working at the Royal Spanish Federation of Select Livestock Associations since October of 2024, so just a few months ago. Today I want to share my experience and emphasize the challenge young veterinarians face when pursuing a career in Buiatrics, both during their studies and as they begin their professional journey. So for this, I will also share insights from some colleges from different parts of the world. Since this is a challenge that all young people around the world face, it is a pleasure for me to have these friends to help me gain a more international perspective on the topic we are going to discuss today. Today's webinar will be divided in two parts. The first one and the most important is going to be about, like I said, about young veterinarians interested in the livestock farming. I will try to share with you the viewpoint of young veterinarians through my experience as a student and recent graduate, as well as insights from other parts of the world. Then I would like to tell you a bit about my new job, the areas in which my company operates, the purebred livestock breeds of Spain, and some research projects in livestock farming we are working at. At the end of the presentation, we will have a few minutes in case you would like to make any comments or ask any questions. I hope you find this webinar interesting and that I can successfully transmit the message my colleagues and I are feeling. So, well, like I have said, I'm going to start with the first part of the presentation, talking a bit about my career path. I think the first question that comes to your mind is, why did I choose to study veterinary medicine? I have always loved animals since I was being a little girl. I believe, like many of us here today, and the idea of becoming a veterinarian was on my mind from an early. However, it wasn't until I started my studies that I discovered the breadth of this profession, and in particular the world of Buiatrics. So here in these slides, you have like a summary of my university years. During my years of studies, I didn't only want to go to class and go into the library to study a lot. That is a really important part of the degree because it's really demanding. But I tried to show out experiences that enriched my training. For example, first year I collaborated with the production department, taking care of lambs on the university farm. That was one of my first touch with the cattle sector. The next years, in the third one, I started collaborating in the ruminant department at the University Veterinary Hospital, where I gained a lot of experience with large animals and Buiatrics. I enjoyed it a lot, so much that the next year I collaborated for another one. Also in 2022, like Juan B said, I had the opportunity to volunteer at the World Buiatric Congress that was hosted in Madrid. It was a really great experience because they also came a lot of students from veterinary from all around Spain. So I make a lot of friendships, and also I had the opportunity of meet veterinarians from all over the world. Also, during my years of university, I attended several livestock fairs in Spain. The fairs I like, they're like exposition of livestock animals that are from native breeds of Spain. Thanks of one of my other ones inspiring professors, and enriched my knowledge in cattle breeds. And also, I have to admit that I also wanted to explore different areas and worked with dogs and cats in the veterinary hospital in general medicine and odontology. I enjoyed a lot and learned so much, but although I enjoyed it, I still had a preference for livestock. And well, I think one of my most remarkable experiences was from last year when I won the Students' Award at the World Buiatric Congress in Cancun. I have no words to express how grateful I am to the World Buiatric Association for awarding me with this prize. Thanks to this opportunity, I was able to attend the Congress in Cancun, also with my best friend. And it was an incredible and enriching experience where I learned from professionals from all over the world and made connections with organizations throughout this sector. And of course, I also met friendships that I hope will last a lifetime. I also want to thank again the association because they gave us the opportunity during the Congress to young veterinarian students to express our opinion in front of the Congress board and talk about the situations of young veterinarians in the Buiatric sector. I will take away nothing but good memories, experiences, and people from this award. So after much hard work, a lot of hours studying this degree, I finally graduated in July 2024, presenting a final project on fetal ultrasound in sheep, whose results were very interesting, and I have to admit that I enjoyed a lot making this project. So shortly after summer, I started looking for a job. I knew I was interested in livestock. I was a little loose, but then I saw the job opening at RFEAGAS, at the Royal Federation. And after successfully defending my interviews, I was hired. And this job allows me to learn about the Spanish livestock sector, understand its needs, and gives me also the opportunity to work in a PhD that I'm going to start in a few months. So as a recent graduate, I couldn't be more satisfied with this opportunity. So now that I have told you a little bit about my career path, based on my personal experience in Spain, as well as insights from fellow veterinarians I met during the World Buiatric Congress from around the world, I would like now to analyze the challenges faced by young veterinarians interested in this sector. So I try to summarize all of them like in 4 important ones. I think one of the most evident challenges, which I believe we all notice when starting university, is the growing interest in small animals, both students and within universities. This is, I think, is partly the fault of the veterinary sector itself, which fails to showcase all areas of the profession and their importance. Society tends to associate veterinarians only with dogs and cats, overlooking other aspects of the field that are also very important, like livestock farming, public health, or food safety. Another one, in relation to the previous one, I felt that during my studies, the university program often emphasized more in small animals. Additionally, announcements about congresses, courses, or internships were predominantly geared towards this area of small animals. So for those interested in livestock, you often have to seek out information on your own or surround yourself with the right people to find out these opportunities. Another one, also related with this preference for small animals among students, is also linked to a disconnect from rural environments, especially in large cities like Madrid. Many of us did not grow up in rural settings, which leads to a lack of interest due to unfamiliarity or fear of not fitting in this rural sector. Moreover, I have observed certain skepticism from people in rural areas toward individuals who haven't grown up there, particularly if they are young. So it's essential for everyone in the sector to promote rural environments with open arms to those who are generally interested. And the last one, I think that in today's world, another challenge is the fear of criticism for working in a sector under debate regarding issues like climate change and animal welfare. This often discourages young people and professionals from pursuing a career in livestock production. So I think, in conclusion, maybe the solutions to these challenges can be from the veterinary sectors to promote the profession and remind society the importance of our work in all areas of the profession. From the universities to provide greater support to Buiatrics and students interested in the field by offering more resources and opportunities to develop their knowledge. From the rural community, openly share their world and welcome everyone. Each individual can bring unique perspectives and knowledge that can help advantage at this sector. And the last one from the livestock sector, equip young professionals with tools to face criticism, while also actively defending the industry against stigma surrounding livestock farming. So if we all work together implementing these solutions, it's likely that the young veterinarians of the future will not have to face these challenges anymore. Now it's time for my colleagues to share their perspectives. I am incredibly grateful for the collaboration and their willingness to share their insights from their part of the world. The three of them are young veterinarians that met during the World Buiatric Congress in Cancun last year. We have stayed in touch since then, and I hope our connection lasts for many more years. First of all, I would like to introduce Rita. She is from Portugal and she is 25 years old. She graduated from the University of Porto and she is currently working as a cattle veterinary in Germany. So I will hand it over to her so she can share her perspective with us. So Rita, whenever you want to.
Hello. First of all, I would just like to say thank you for say my opinion on these matters that we debated for so long when we were in Cancun. And first of all, I would like to say that I was very lucky with my experience. I can't say I had too many challenges. I finished my traineeships, and during my traineeships, I was already in the mindset of I want to work, I want to work, I want to work. So I was looking for jobs, and I was always actively learning curriculums. And I guess the first challenge that showed up was obviously a self-imposed challenge because of the language, and that was a self-imposed challenge, and it's a challenge that's not so traumatic, that doesn't limit so much the way that I can do things. It was very hard at the beginning, but I think if I can learn German and start working in Germany, I think anyone can open their horizons and take the opportunity to learn somewhere else. I see many friends who wonder about working abroad and the way of thinking, but that's also the good part if we think about it. And I think in the beginning, maybe people are a little skeptical. For example, when we young veterinarians, when we say, for example, I know how to do this and this, I think people tend to think like, yeah, they think they can do it, but they don't know how to do it so well. And I felt a little frustrated because there were things that I actually really knew how to do, and people were very skeptical about it. People would think, my colleagues would think that I couldn't do it that well, or until they saw it, or until they knew of a cow where I did it and turned out okay, they would be a little skeptical. The farmers, not so much. I think the farmers, maybe here it's a little different reality than Portugal, because I think the farmers in Portugal are a little more skeptical about the new people, especially a young new woman. Not trying to get into that topic, but in Portugal it's still a very male-dominated world. And here in Germany, I felt like most people were very open in the farms, and they were okay with me trying, and with, for example, not having a problem with calling another colleague to ask for their opinion, and that was actually a very positive part. But I think to me, what most bothered me, my biggest challenge, was overcoming what people thought. And the second biggest challenge was that when I started working, I thought I don't know anything. I felt very lost. I really thought I didn't know anything. One of the options that I had to work was alone in an island, so it was very scary because I was just realizing that I had no idea about anything. I spent years learning and learning and learning, but how do I apply it on everyday practice? So that was a big step. And the only thing I would like to leave for future generations is that it's okay to start working and feel like you don't know anything, because you do know something and you will get it. But the problem is getting the confidence to admit that sometimes you really don't know because I've been working not for so long, since September, and there are sometimes also things that I still don't know. We just need to support each other and keep talking to each other. Like, for example, I have with my colleagues that are here and with other colleagues that couldn't be here because they are also working and I am also working. So I think it's important for us to help each other, and mostly for all the generations to just be understanding and try to help each other. So much as we can help the older ones, they can also help us. And thank you. And that was it for me.
Thanks a lot, Rita, for your comments. It was a pleasure hearing you and see you again since the Congress. So now I would like to introduce Mila. She is from Indonesia and she is 31 years old. She studied at Gadjah Mada University in Indonesia, and she's currently doing her PhD at Massey University in New Zealand. In addition, she works remotely as a CPD officer in the education and media team at the Indonesia Cattle Veterinarian Association. So Mila, whenever you are ready, you can start. Mila has prepared some slides that I'm going to pass.
Yep. Thank you, Teresa, for the opportunity. Can you please go to the next slide? Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Mila. I'm from Indonesia. So today I would like to talk about the challenge that have been faced by Indonesian young Buiatrics, and also a little bit strategy that we already started to overcome the challenge. So as you know that actually my talk is really related with what Teresa said just now, like Indonesia, our cattle farming are mostly smallholder, and it is located in rural area. So so people needs, so vets needs to go through some very difficult terrain, for example, to enter the farms to do their job. Okay, next. The more challenge that we are facing as in young veterinarian in Indonesia, that our government would like to import more cattle to support the meal program. So this adds the challenge for us. Next, please. So the first challenge that we faced are training and education. So we have a very limited specialized training program, and currently we don't have any accredited vet specialty college that focus on bovine health. And so the opportunity to learn specialist technique or gain experience are limited. So it's only when you are working in specific jobs, then you can get a training. But for the young vets that for example, graduated from the universities, it's quite difficult if you are not in the associations or not working in the vet industry, in the bovine health industry. Next, please. The second problem or the challenge is employment and opportunities, because most of the farm or 80% of the farms were in rural areas, so they have quite low financial incentive compared to the mega farm. So young vet prefer urban practice, small animal, as Teresa said just now. There are growing interest in small animals because they have a better pay and also better working condition compared to the cattle veterinarian or the Buiatrics. And the third one is limited research funding for academic careers. So I'm really grateful to got the Gustav Rosenberger Memorial Fund that can help me to do the research in Indonesia. So last year I went to Indonesia for the field work. So I really appreciate and really thankful. So I can, it really boost my confidence and also help us to do the research in Indonesia. Next, please. So currently we only have this association, the Indonesian Cattle Vets, that focus on educating the Buiatrics. through webinars and online training once a year. Next, please. So this is some of the photos. We did some collaboration as well. Can you please next? Yeah, so lately we have the collaboration with the universities and then with the association and also the pharma. So as Teresa said just now, it's not a one-man's job. We need hand in hand together to do the branding, to let the university know that we are here, we are the Buiatrics, we are here, we are doing a nice job as actually. Next. So we have now we are thinking to do some branding about Buiatrics, and then we work in media because we know that now the young generation mostly like to do the social media things, and then also global networking and collaboration. Hopefully we can collaborate in the future. Next. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you. I hope it can give another perspective from another part of the world. Thank you.
Thanks to you, Mila, to show your view from the Indonesia perspective, and also to be connected because I think now in New Zealand is really early. So thanks a lot for the effort.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, now last but not least, Isaac, he's from Costa Rica and he's 23 years old. He studied at the School of Veterinary Medicine and Surgery, San Francisco de Asís in Costa Rica. He currently works at Colono Agropecuario and he's also a cattle breeder of Cebu, like you can see in the photo. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today due to work, but he has left us a video sharing his perspective, which I will show you now. I hope it will work. Okay, let's see.
Hi, good afternoon to everyone. I'm Isaac, and I'm from Costa Rica. I'm veterinarian that works with cattle. It's a pleasure to be here today to discuss some of the key challenges that young veterinarians.
It has stopped, right?
Yeah, it stopped.
Yeah.
Veterinarians interested in livestock trade. Well, veterinary medicine plays a crucial role in ensuring animal health and food safety. Those who specialize in livestock obtain encounter unique obstacles that make this career path more difficult to navigate. So first, one of the biggest challenges is the career focus and limited opportunity. The vast majority of veterinary students are drawn to companion animals, like dogs and cats. As a result, academic training often prioritizes small animal medicine and living fever education and practical opportunity for those interested in livestock. This imbalance means that students passionate about cattle, sheep, or other farm animals make a struggle to find adequate training programs and job openings in the field. Another is a significant challenge is the conservative environmental and access barrier. The livestock sector remains quite traditional, and in many regions, it's still male dominated. This can discourage young professionals, especially women and LGBTQ plus individuals, from pursuing career in large animal medicine. Additionally, veterinarians without a family background in livestock farming may find it harder to gain the trust the farming and integrate into the industry. So another one is insecurity in emergencies is also a major concern. Veterinarians working with livestock often need to respond to emergencies in remote locations. Traveling along its isolated routes with limited cell phone coverage can pose safety risk. In a such situation, it can be difficult to call for help if something goes wrong, making emergency response one of the more stressful aspects of the job. Another, it's building trust with farmer. It's another crucial step for veterinarian entering the livestock sector. Farmers tend to hire professionals they know and trust, often those personal recommendations. Without a strong reference, new veterinarians may struggle to gain access to farm and work with animals, make it difficult to establish themselves in the field. Additionally, there are significant limitations in diagnostics and treatment in rural areas. Unlike companion animals practice, where advanced diagnostic tools are readily available, livestock veterinary often work in locations where laboratory facilities are scarce. This means that diagnostic relies more on clinical experience than on laboratory tests, which can impact the accuracy of treatment and overall animal health management. Lastly, new veterinarians often face a lack of credibility. Farmers who have worked with livestock for generations tend to trust the experience of their peers over the knowledge of recently graduated professionals. Convincing them to adopt new medical approaches or preventive strategies can be challenging, requiring patient, persistent, and strong community skills. Despite these challenges, livestock veterinarian plays an essential role in food production, animal welfare, and public health. With dedication and perseverance, young professionals can overcome these obstacles and build fulfilling career in this vital sector. By supporting each other, advocating for more educational opportunities, and embracing innovation, we can help shape the future in livestock veterinary medicine. Thank you very much for your attention, and thank you, Teresa, for giving me the opportunity to talk in this webinar. Thank you, bye.
So now, after hearing my perspective and the perspective of my colleagues, we can see that many of the challenges young veterinarians interested in livestock face are similar, regardless of where they come from. While there are certainly some regional differences, common struggles such as gaining trust, overcoming access barriers, and finding proper training should be easier to address if we all work together. By fostering a more inclusive and supportive environment, sharing knowledge, and advocating for better opportunities in livestock veterinary, we can help shape a future where more young professionals feel encouraged to enter and thrive in this field. These changes won't happen overnight, but with collective effort and determination, we can create a more accessible and welcoming industry for the next generation of veterinarians. So thank you all, my friends, for being part of this discussion, and I hope this inspires all of us to take action towards a stronger future in livestock veterinary. Now, hoping that I think there are young future veterinarians connected today who are interested in this sector, despite the challenges we talk about of entering the world of Buiatrics. Based on my experience and my colleagues, I would like to share a few pieces of advice for the ones who want to make a place for themselves in the world of Buiatrics. So first of all, guys, stay curious. Explore all the job opportunities in this sector offers, each of which is unique and enriching in its own way. There is so much more to discover beyond small animals clinics. Another one, to be proactive and open to new experiences. Don't wait for opportunities to come to you. Seek them out. You never know where they might lead. I'm talking about attending to congresses, courses, events, or internships. The degree is demanding, but there are always time for more than just studying. Trust me, it's these experiences that fortify your knowledge and deepen your passion for the field. And the last one, build a network. Use these experiences to connect with professionals from whom you can learn a lot and who might guide you in the future. So to end this part of the presentation, I would like to say that despite the difficulties young veterinarians face in carving out a path in this sector, my intention is not to
Peter, we need your help.
Teresa? Yeah, maybe I cut off the video. Teresa, we are sorry, we can't hear you at the moment. Maybe you can cut off your video.
She's out.
Yeah.
Oh, or perhaps Peter.
Yeah, now she's out. Let's wait for her to reconnect.
Yes. To reconnect. I think we're freezing.
In the meantime, I was just adding something. So what Teresa presented is of paramount importance, especially for people like for many of us that work in the academia. And as we have Pierre Lequet here, and that is hello Pierre, that is a director of the EVE, that is a European Association of the Establishment for Veterinary Education. I would like, in the meantime, waiting again for the connection with Teresa.
I lose connection, right?
Yeah, you lost your connection, but you are
sorry. I don't know what happened
again.
to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
No,
Pierre, you have still some time, Pierre.
Okay, I'm back again.
Okay,
Yeah.
Teresa, continue. But I was just asking to Pierre Lequet. But Pierre, you remain a little bit more.
What?
Yeah.
What?
No.
Yeah, okay. I can wait a bit. Yeah.
Okay, Teresa, go on.
Okay, I'm going to share again.
Yeah, you are co-host again. You should be able to share. Yeah, it comes up. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, you can see the
It's
presentation.
fine. Yeah, it's a fine. It's a
Okay, perfect. I'm
perfect
sorry.
view.
Okay, so since I have you all here, I will like to take the opportunity to tell you about the organization I work for. I will explain what the Royal Federation of Select Livestock Association is, its role, the purebred livestock of Spain, the operational groups as a tool of innovation. So to provide some context, I will start by discussing Spanish native livestock, pure breeds, their important breeds. Well, these characteristics I'm going to talk about are not only for the native Spanish breeds, it's also for all the native breeds around the world. The importance of native breeds of livestock can be summarized in 5 key points. Biodiversity conservation, pure breeds contribute to maintain genetic diversity, which is essential for adapting to challenges such as climate change and emerging disease. They present a vital part of a country's cultural and genetic heritage and preserving tradition livestock traits for future generations. Also adaptation to the environment. Many native breeds are naturally adapted to their local environments, thriving in extreme climates, poor soils, and extensive production systems. They often have higher resistance to local disease, requiring fewer medical interventions and making them more sustainable in low input systems. Also, these breeds are known for their high-quality products, including premium meats, dairy, and wool, which contribute to gastronomic and artisanal traditions. Also, environmental sustainability, native livestock plays a role in maintaining natural ecosystems such as pastures and dehesas, helping to prevent desertification and supporting biodiversity. Their extensive grazing system has a lower environmental impact compared to intensive livestock farming, contributing to a more sustainable agricultural model. And the last one is cultural and economical value. These breeds are deeply linked to rural traditions and the identity of many Spanish regions, preserving ancestral farming knowledge. And they also generate employment in rural areas, playing a key role in local economies and contributing to the development of sustainable livestock farming. Well, to summarize this, it's a little about the management of the native poor breeds. It's governed by a regulatory and technical framework. I think other parts of the work work similar. Each breed and genetic program is managed by an association that promotes conservation, genetic improvement, and sustainability involving genetic conservation with an official catalog, also germ plant banks that store semen, embryos, and DNA samples, genetic improvement programs, selection, records, also economic support, and all of these kind of things. Despite these efforts, several challenges persist, like the declining population of native breeds at risk of extinction, also competition from highly productive commercial breeds, which can overshadow traditional breeds, and loss of natural pastures and rural depopulation, threatening the sustainability of extensive livestock farming. So addressing these challenges requires continued collaboration between breeders, researchers, policymakers, and consumers to ensure the survival and development of native livestock breeds to the future generations. I want to say that Spain recognizes 177 native livestock breeds, including cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, horses, and poultry, and other species. Now I would like to show you some examples of Spanish native breeds. For example, in cattle, we have Avileña Negra Ibérica, Retinta, Morucha. These cattle are all known for their rusticy and also for their meat quality. Each one is managed by an association and like other breeds. Here are some examples of sheep. On the left side, we have Merina. It's the most iconic Spanish sheep breed, known globally for its high quality wool. Also, we have the Castellana, primarily for meat. And of course, like you all know, the Manchega for producing the most famous Spanish cheese, the Manchego cheese. Goats, we have on the left, Murciano Granadina. That is one of the world's most productive dairy breeds. We have Berata, value on his quality meat in the region of Extremadura in Spain, and also the Majorera that is originating from Fuerteventura, and that is one of the Canary Islands that produce also a special cheese. Of course, I had to talk about the Cerdo Ibérico, the Iberian pig, that is globally famous, producing the iconic products like Iberian ham. Its quality is tied to its diet with acorns and extensive dehesa rearing. In the horses, we have also a lot of breeds, but I would like to talk about the Pura Raza Española, the pure Spanish breed, that is the most iconic and value for dressage and equestrian shows. In poultry, we have breeds that are specializing in high quality egg production, really high quality, they are really good. Like, for example, Blue Andaluza, Blue Extremeña, or Black Castellana, and a lot of ones. And also other species, for example, donkeys. The Balear donkey that is from one of the Balear Islands in Spain, the Spanish giant rabbit, and also we have camels, the Canary camel from the Canary Islands, that also have a really important milk farming in Fuerteventura. So now that you know what are the native breeds of Spain, and you understand the importance of the native livestock, like I said, its importance not only in Spain, in worldwide. Every country had their own native breeds. So now I can explain what is the Federation. So the FEAGAS, the Spanish Royal Federation of Select Livestock Breeder Association. I'm going to say the next time FEAGAS, okay, because we have a really long name. It's a non-profit organization founded in 1982, and it represents national associations of select livestock breeders and manage livestock genealogical records. Since its inception, FEAGAS has carried out various key activities to promote and develop purebred livestock farming in Spain, including livestock fairs, like the ones I used to go when I was studying. They organized exhibitions, contests, and auctions of purebred livestock at national and international levels. Also, official standards and selections. They analyze and implement regulations on genealogical records, performance control, selection schemes, and conservation programs. They also collaborate with researchers like university and associations to advance livestock genetics and promote specializing training. We also publish catalogs, books, magazines. We make audiovisual material, all to highlight the quality of Spanish livestock. And we have also international relations, like with FAO, the UNEGAS, General Secretary of the Ibero-American Federation. So through these actions, FEAGAS reinforce its commitment to sustainable development, the preservation of native breeds, and the global projection of Spanish livestock farming. Nowadays, we represent 118 purebred livestock associations. So I have, as I have mentioned yet, an important word of FEAGAS is the search and innovation in livestock farming, and we call it operational groups. These groups are a temporary alliance on entities with diverse profiles, producers, companies, researchers, technologies, associations that collaborate to address a specific issue or develop an innovation in the rural sector. These projects are a key tool within the European Union's Rural Development Programme, or RDP, designed to foster cooperation among various actors and promote innovation in the agricultural and rural sectors. This is a really important part of FEAGAS and is the one that I'm most involved in these days. The objectives of these projects are farming innovation, promotion, collaboration, improving sustainability, and knowledge transfer. I will clarify that these projects that FEAGAS is involved in are mainly focused on poor breeds livestock farms, because are the ones that we represent, which is, I have previously explained, are raised in extensive farming systems. And now I would like to talk to you about some of them. The first one, with the name Smart Breed. This project, which concluded last month, has made significant progress in predicting livestock farming abandonment. Through an annual survey conducted with farmers and the development of an algorithm, it was possible to predict with approximately a 60% accuracy the likelihood of a farmer leaving the industry. What is the purpose to doing this? The purpose of predicting the abandonment is to allow experts, like, for example, the Federation I work for, or public administrations or other organizations, to intervene proactively. By identifying the reasons behind the decision to leave farming, appropriate solutions can be implemented to help farmers overcome obstacles and consequently reduce the abandonment rate. The second part of this project that is now starting aims to develop a digital platform similar to the traditional notebook that farmers used to record their activities and events. This new platform will enable farmers to manage all aspects of their farm more efficiently and organized, keeping a more comprehensive and accessible record. Additionally, the platform will include predictive tools that will allow them to anticipate future events and organize their daily tasks more effectively, all from the convenience of their computer at home. This other project with the name BobbyX has the main goal is to make the work of extensive livestock farmers easier. Imagine a farmer waking up in the morning, enjoying their first cup of coffee, and from the convenience of their phone, having immediate access to crucial data about their animals. This data I will explain in detail below. These data are made possible through the implement of digitalization, difficult word, and new technologies in livestock farming. Although the project primarily focused on 2 major cattle breeds in Spain, it's important to note that the results can be applied to other types of livestock, such as sheep, goats, or other animals. So one of the technologies used is GPS collars. These collars transmit a GPS signal at regular intervals, which the farmers receive on their mobile app. So on the map of their farm in the mobile phone, they can see the real-time location of each animal. For social animals like sheep or goats, an advantage is that it's not necessary to place a collar on every single animal in the herd. In addition to tracking location, these collars also analyze the animal's movement patterns, how much time they spend walking, lying down, or running. Information can be used to detect potential issues such as discomfort, illness, or flight responses due to predators, simply by analyzing their movement. Another type of collar that I use is specifically designed for monitoring mating behavior. Larger collars are placed on the male animal, while the smaller ones are used to the females. For example, these collars send an alert whenever a female approaches to the male. So this in particular is useful if a male was previously inseminated and her approach to the male could indicate that she's coming into heat again, suggesting that she may not have conceived. It could also be used to monitor the relationship between the mother and the calf. And the last technology implemented in this project involves the use of satellite imagery to assess the condition and growth of pastures where the animals graze. The specific company involved in this project provides weekly reports to farmers, allowing them to analyze the state of the land and optimize grazing management. By utilizing these tools, farmers can ensure their pastures are being used in the most efficient way, contributing to better overall management of their livestock and land. Another project is this one with the name Genome. This complete project aims to implement genomics in horses. What is genomics? Genomics is a branch of biology focused on the study of the genome. That is the complete set of genetic material, DNA, of an organism. Genomics not only investigates the sequence of genes, but also the structure, function, evaluation, and mapping of all genetic material. In simple terms, genomics is dedicated to understanding how DNA is organized, how it expresses, and how genetic variations can influence traits or disease. This field is crucial for many areas of science, such as medicine, biotechnology, agriculture, and ecology. This concept is well developed in human medicine and in sectors like dairy cattle industry, like with Holstein cows, but it had not yet been implemented in horses. And of course, the same approach could be applied to many other livestock species. With this project, they developed a medium density chip offering several advantages, such as selecting characters of importance, genetic values, generational intervals can be reduced, also diagnosing hereditary genetic disease early and cost effectively, and also increasing genetic gains in breeders and accelerating genetic progress in equine populations, reducing economic losses and maximizing resources utilizations. So ultimately, this project marks a significant step forward in equine genomics, paving the way for exchange breeding strategies. better disease management, and a deeper understanding of genetic factors that can shape the future of horse populations, and maybe other animals that will like to improve this genomic. And the last project with the name eLocal Hub, that I hope is going to be great, because my PhD is going to be about this project. This is the last one I will be discussing. It has just begun, but we are hopeful that it will achieve great things. Its main goal is to promote the sale of products from Spain native breeds. The way we plan to achieve this is by creating a website that connects potential consumers directly with the breeders of these products, thereby facilitating sales, increasing product value, reducing intermediaries, and so on. Another key aspect of the project involves the installation of the artificial vision cameras on the farms where the animals are raised. As I have mentioned before, society now is increasingly aware of animal welfare and environmental issues. So these native breeds, which are raised in extensive farming systems, represent a clear example of sustainable farming practice that are respectful of both the environment and the animals, which live in the freedom. So the idea is that through the website, consumers will be able to view real-time images from the farms, allowing them to see exactly where the product they are purchasing comes from. At this stage, I can provide many more details, as we are still in the early phases of development. However, I want to emphasize that we have high hopes and expectations for this project, and we are excited about this potential to create positive change for both the farmers and consumers involved. I would like to emphasize that all projects I talk about, and the ones that are coming this year, are made by and for the farmers, listening to their own words about the difficulties and needs they face in order to find solutions, and then collaborating with them in the development of these innovations. And the last one thing I want to talk about, and I just going to finish, is livestock genetics from Spain. That is an initiative also from my company, FEAGAS, to promote and internationalize Spanish livestock genetics. The project highlights the genetics equality, diversity, and adaptability of Spanish purebred breeds, making them sustainable for various climates and production systems. So the main objective is increasing global visibility of Spain breeds, facilitating the international sale of genetic material like semen and embryos, establishing technical collaborations with foreign institutions, and promoting the added value of Spanish products. So that's the end. I hope you found the topic of native livestock breeds and my company interesting. If anyone would like more information about any project I talk about or the Federation, I have left my email to provide further details. I would like to thank once again my friends who have participated in the process, as well as the World Buiatric Association, for giving me this opportunity. And I hope I've been able to transmit the importance of finding solutions for a better future, one where the new generations of veterinarians can overcome the challenges we have discussed today, and be an active part of a sector we all love, which needs their energy, innovation, and commitment. So thank you all, and if you have any comments or questions, you can say. Thanks.
Thank you very much, Teresa. I'm really impressed by your commitment, your organization. I think I will give you the organization for all the next webinars in the future. No, thank you. Before starting the discussion, and I would like also to ask some students if they can add some other comments. I would like to take advantage of the presence of Pierre Lequet, Professor Pierre Lequet, that is the director of the EVE, that is the European Association for the Establishment of Veterinary Education, because his competence in evaluating the balance in respect to the balance between the teaching in companion animals and the food-producing animals is very huge. He knows all the university, not only in Europe. Therefore, Pierre, I know that you have to leave soon, but I would like to ask you if you can add some comment, and especially if you can, I have a question, if it is this imbalance, the predominance of small animal compared to food producing animal, if it is really a congenital preference due to the origin of the student, the gender and so on, or is due to the lack of adequate exposition to food producing animals at the universities? Pierre, thank you.
So first of all, Angelo, I want to thank you for your invitation and to congratulate the World Buiatric Association for such a webinar, and especially to congratulate the young veterinarian for their motivation and their interest in food producing animals and in Buiatrics in bovine in general. So to reply to your question, I would like to base my comment on my numerous visitation I did in Europe. As you know, all European veterinary schools are member of EVE, but we also have member in Asia, in Middle East, in North Africa, and in South America. And the conclusion is clear. First, you cannot be interested by something you don't know. And so it's essential during the undergraduate veterinary studies to maintain an important training on food producing animals, on veterinary public health, and on food safety and quality. If not, it's a real danger in many countries that the public funding could disappear if they consider that the veterinary training focus only on companion animals. So we need to take this into account, and for the motivation of undergraduate students, it's essential that we explain them the positive aspect of working in food producing animals and in veterinary public health. So this is essential. Second problem is linked to self-confidence of freshly graduate students. Even if you have been motivated, sometimes you are afraid to go to work with food producing animals. And that's why it is becoming crucial to organize everywhere in the world a mentoring system from freshly graduate students. Of course, with our organization, we check if all students have acquired what we call the day one competencies, but this is not enough. It is essential that during at least several months or a year, a mentoring or tutoring system is put in place in order to help the student to be self-confident and to be very efficient in the field. And finally, as suggested by our young veterinarians, we need to think to the future, we need to think to the different challenges, and we need to kill some wrong idea. For instance, that it's impossible to make money when you work in food producing animals. Yesterday, I was in Barcelona in a pig congress, 300 participants, very happy for most of them to work in pig production and to be advisor, of course, much more involved by herd health management than by individual medicine. And many of these practitioners told me that they make more money than their colleague they know working in pets. So it's important to consider all these things. And I am very excited to see that young veterinarians are highly motivated. As you know, when we do visitation, we always welcome one student who must be in the final year of undergraduate study or first year of postgraduate study. And so don't hesitate to tell your colleague if they are interested to apply a student. We need students who are involved with food producing animals.
Thank you, Pierre, for your competent comments. So for us, it's very important. You set some suggestions that I think we have to consider. When we decided to have this webinar was really because we would like to start such kind of discussion also within our association. And your suggestions now are very, very important. I know that Peter recorded all the webinar, and I will hear again your suggestion to start from them some activities. And I'm sure that Teresa, together with the other students that have already created a sort of network, starting from the Students Award that we had last year in Cancun, they can help us and be committed in this. And I would like to take it, I don't know whether Pierre, you like to add something else?
No, I just be extremely happy to be again with Buiatric people.
Yeah.
You know, as General Secretary of the World Buiatric Association, I participate during decades to all meetings, and I really, really hope I will be able to do it again during the next session.
Exactly. So thank you, because we have to reinforce also our links with such kind of association like the EVE. I like to take advantage of this moment if there are students to send us, and especially and also to send to Teresa, because the network that the students that got the student awards have already created this network. I would like to remind the award that the World Buiatric Association, there are not so many, but it is what we can do with, we can afford with our finances. So we have the Students Award that is €1,000 to support the attendance of the World Buiatric Congress. We have the Rosenbergers, as it's not directly, so it is not our, but we are a partner of the Rosenberger Prize, as the prize that Mila got last year, that is a little bit bigger. And we have also the President Award for Young Veterinarians. Therefore, I tell the students that are present here to apply for the next Students Award that will be given in Turkey, in Istanbul, during the next World Buiatric Congress in 2026. Therefore, really, the network that we can start and from now, from this group of student, let's say they are not student anymore, that was created in Cancun. I think it is worth to be continued. I don't know whether there are some students that from other part of the world that would like to add something. Don't be shy. Perhaps I see some young face. Otherwise I ask Lielti from Ethiopia. Lielti, I know that you are there. Where are you? Lielti is a young student that I met many times in Ethiopia when we gave some training. Lielti, if you are here, if you hear me, don't be shy. Otherwise, there are some other students that would like to add their experience. Or Federica. Federica is from Italy, from Bologna. Federica, you should say something. Otherwise, you don't pass the exam.
I've already done the exam.
Ah, okay. Okay, you can say something.
So I would like to say thank you. That was a very interesting webinar, and I would like to Prof, help me with the English, please.
Yeah, don't worry, go on, don't worry. We don't need, don't be shy. We are, you know, as Teresa mentioned it. No, not Teresa. I think it was Rita from Portugal.
Portugal.
That mentioned it. Sorry, mentioned that at the beginning we don't know perhaps enough. Our knowledge at the beginning are very few, but this is normal in all aspects of our cultural aspect. And I just would like to tell Rita that I was yesterday the day before yesterday in Portugal, in Lisbon, to attend the football match between Sporting Lisbon and Bologna Football Club. So just to say, and it was 1-1. Anyway, therefore, don't be shy. We all learn day by day, and this is what also was also mentioned by Teresa. So we had to do our work, we have to study, and we will learn, let's say, in a very easy way. We should be committed, and don't worry for that. Therefore, Federica, where are you?
I'm here.
Yeah, please. You can switch on your camera if you
Yes.
have. Switch your camera. Okay. Go on, Federica.
Hi, everybody. I was like, I was saying that they presented really interesting realities, delle realtà molto interessanti, and it was very interesting to know about all the things that happen around the world that are very, very different from Italy, or the opportunities that we can have access to. So thank you so much, and I take some notes for my future, and hope that could be a reality from my degree a partire dalla mia laurea, non so come dirlo.
From your graduation on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
okay.
so
And,
thank you.
yes, and I see Lielti. Let's see whether Lielti can add something, or if there is somebody.
He added the text in the chat.
Okay, what is?
Yeah, everybody can read it. In the chat, there's one question. I think it's mentioned for Pierre Lequeux. Do you consider that would it be useful if vet students would have the opportunity to have a livestock track starting in the 4th year?
Yeah, this is a very interesting question, because many universities are discussing on that, and of course this can facilitate, on my opinion, as Pierre mentioned, the fact that if students are exposed to something and they know, that perhaps they get more acquainted and they like to do this. Pierre, you know this very, very well. If you like to answer on this.
Yes, you know, there is a trend now in many veterinary schools to externalize the clinical training. It was initiated in Nottingham some decades ago, and now it starts to be more and more important, with advantages and disadvantages. The fact to work, for instance, in food producing animals with external side, expose the student to the real life. And of course, if there is an appropriate contract with the farmer or the owner of the unit, students can be involved with preclinical tasks, manipulation of animal, semiology, propedeutics, etc., with clinical tasks, blood sampling, clinical examination, drugs administration, and with preventive medicine and herd health management procedure. So this is ideal if it is supervised by a professional teacher who has been trained to teach and to assess. This should be part of the core clinical training, either if it's planned intramurally in the teaching farm of the school or extramurally. It should be a professional teacher. Of course, this core clinical training may be then reinforced by what we call elective practical training, which may be done in any species and may be supervised by practitioners. So the addition of two, both preclinical training and external elective practical training could help to a better knowledge of veterinary medicine in food producing animal, to increase the self-confidence of students and to push them until to be interested in this field. As you know, currently most students are interested by companion animal, but we are devastated to learn that about 25% of these graduate students stop completely the profession after 3 to 5 years, because they had a very wrong opinion about what is companion animal medicine, usually based on television series, on video, on books, etc., which are very, very far from reality. And on the opposite, they are not aware that it's possible to enjoy veterinary medicine in food-producing animal and to be active in what is requested as challenging for the future and providing high-quality food to all people on Earth, and doing it in full agreement with welfare of animal and people and with biosecurity rules.
Yes, thank you, Pierre. So the word reality came up very frequently during our webinar, and I'm happy that you mentioned the importance that the student, when they start or when they decide to choose veterinary medicine, they should be aware of what they are going to study and what will be their work. Because as you mentioned, it's so many people, many young people leave their profession after 2 or 3 years. It means that they have lost many years of their time for learning something that perhaps will not be useful for their life. Therefore, it is very important that the young people, when they start something, when they decide something, should be completely aware of what is the reality of the work, not what has mentioned Pierre, what they see in the television or as they imagine to do. Thank you for this.
Yeah, and I want to add that we all know today how important are what is called the soft skill, but soft is not the right word, is the communication skill, the social skill, the emotional intelligence. This is crucial. I met recently a graduate vet in pets, and she was very disappointed, and I asked her why did she decide to stop the profession, and she told me, I love animals, I love to work animals, but unfortunately I hate to work with clients and with colleagues. And so she had a completely wrong idea about what is veterinary medicine. Today, it's always a teamwork, and social expertise are as crucial as professional knowledge in order to be efficient in the field. And I believe we need all to be aware about that, both in veterinary teaching and in veterinary practices when we welcome undergraduate students.
Yeah, thank you, Peter. From the chat, I read from Peter. Peter, where are you from? And Peter write, nice time shared, many things learned, but he focused, and I think it's important that he move the center of gravity of our discussion to sub-Saharan Africa, where he writes such locations are home to much, what is here, too much more food animals, to consider and include as a part of Africa for such network. Of course, Peter, I don't know where are you, from Nigeria. Of course, perhaps you don't know, you should send your email to us or to Teresa or to me, you find, so especially myself, but perhaps you don't know, but we as a World Buiatric Association, we, since we started the current governance, we are very strong concentrated on involving sub-Saharan Africa, I would say, in our network, because sub-Saharan Africa is so rich of animals, is so rich of challenges, and therefore also the teaching Buiatrics should be considered in our discussions. Therefore, thank you, Peter, for having raised this issue, this question. I can only say yes, especially myself, but not only myself. I'm traveling tomorrow to Ethiopia. Ethiopia has recently entered the World Buiatric Association as a member. The Nigeria has we had a contact in Nigeria for including your country in our network. We have a contact person. We have some links. Therefore, for sure. And if you have suggestions, if you have some input that you can give us, please do it. We need, so the World Buiatric Association is a world association. It doesn't mean, it is not a European or North American or Asiatic or South American. It's a world association, and therefore we would like to include also in the discussion and also in relation to the problems, the challenges that arise from South Africa in our discussion. And it is myself as a president, but also the future president, that is Ricardo, you see somewhere as a picture. It is the one that will include the Iberican pig as a cattle breed in the discussion. He likes Iberican ham, and yes, therefore yes. WAB should provide a registration form for a membership. Yes, to Yalo, yes, there is already a membership form for all associations all over the world. You can find in our webpage. But if you need some information, you can write to me, to Peter, the secretary, or to our association, and we will be back to you, just to inform the young persons, the new persons that joined this webinar. The network of the World Buiatric, the member of the World Buiatric Association are the local veterinarian or Buiatric association, so local national organization that work with cattle. And to join our network is very easy. So therefore, you can give a look to our webpage, www.buiatrics.com, and you find all information, but you can also ask directly to us. And I like to take advantage to Mila. If in Indonesia you have the association, you can be ambassador for joining, so for linking us to your association. Okay, I don't know whether there are some other comment. I think we have many to do. We have a lot to do. All the suggestions that we received today in the idea, I think there is something to do. And Teresa, I'm sorry for you, but we will rely on you.
It's okay.
Okay, I don't know whether...
Arcangelo, I think that Teresa is the future president, no?
Oh, okay.
President, you know?
We can do another election. We can anticipate.
Don't rush.
It's a good idea.
But really, Teresa, congratulations that you kept that cool when the system kicked you out, and you reconnected and you started and you were not upset, and it just went on the same level. That was a really good job you have done.
Thank you.
Problems
on the direct.
Yes. Yes, I don't know whether there are some questions.
Professor?
Yes, Lee.
Hello, Professor. Sorry for later reply. I was in labor, that's why. I would like to say thank you so much for inviting me this Zoom meeting. It was interesting. Thank you, Dr. Teresa. It was so nice presentation, and it will be help me. I'm a student. I will graduate after a week. So thank you so much.
Congratulations.
Yes, you can. As I mentioned, if you are graduating in a couple of weeks.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So
Okay.
And
good luck.
Good luck. And I suggest you to apply for the student award. Peter, I don't remember. I think that if they are graduated, or it will be too long away to the Congress.
Yeah, I just have to calculate because the Congress is late.
It's late, yeah, perhaps.
Yeah.
Anyway, Lieti, keep in touch. You should be our ambassador. Okay, in Ethiopia, there are many friends, but we need more ambassadors. We need.
Thank you, Professor.
You know that I always rely on you when I need something from Ethiopia, you know.
Thank you.
Oh, now we have a very young Buiatrician. Is there somebody else that would like? So anyway, I suggest and invite all the students or young veterinarians that are present at this webinar, and I see there are from all over the world. Okay, send an email that we add you in our list, in our mailing list, and in our network. Don't hesitate. Peter, I think that this was the longest webinar that we have had so far. Juan Vicente, you would like to add something as the supervisor of Teresa?
I'm surprised with Teresa. Has been a very, very incredible presentation with very fluent and better than we, of course. My other hand, I want to say congratulations to the WAB, to Peter, to Ricardo, of course, and you, Arcangelo, for this initiative. Has been very, very useful.
Yeah, thank you, Juan. So, as we always say, the young people are the future, but it is not just something that we say. It is really important for us, and it is also the best way to increase our network, because young people know better the tools. Okay, also Ricardo knows very well. Ricardo is our webman.
Social media expert.
Yes.
But young people knows exactly how to use the social to get connected and so on. And what we have to really try to do is Peter and also Ricardo and also Inyung also to try to see how we can increase the number of the students award from companies or from wherever, because as we have seen today, we have experienced today, it was very, very useful in increasing our activity. Okay, Teresa, are you happy?
I'm really happy. I think it went great. There's a lot of people connected. I'm really thankful. And thanks again for this opportunity, because the initiative starts last year in Cancun, when with the Students Award could talk about about this topic 5 minutes, and now we have an all webinar, so it's only the beginning.
Exactly. Okay, I remind you that with this webinar has been recorded and will be posted in our YouTube channel. So therefore, if somebody of you like to hear again, you can find the record. Okay, thank you very much to Teresa, thank you to Yuan, and of course to Pierre. So Pierre was the former secretary for many years of the World Buiatric Association. When I was younger, he was our secretary. I have a very good memory of that. Thank you very much to all the attendants, especially to the students. So what I can only say is keep in touch. Thank you very much, and see you to the next webinar.
Bye.
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 Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Yeah, thank you.
you.
Thank you. Ciao, Teresa. Thank you. And
Ciao.
thank you also
We'll be
to
in touch.
Mila,
Bye.
and
Thank you.
Rita. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.